Most people who see your ad aren't actually going to click it, but banner quality matters more now than ever. It's what stops your ICP mid scroll and leaves that lasting impression, even without the click. So we pulled 5 B2B ad examples that do exactly that. Let's jump into it. Just a super quick intro. My name is Paul Rooney. I'm the co-founder of Rooney, a paid ads agency for B2B and SaaS brands. I've personally been managing ads for over 8 years now. The first example pulled from the brand Instantly. It really nails the angle of social proof using recognizable brands. We've got HP, Sony, X, Stripe, things that really just stand out in your feed, as well as the animated growing their business. So it's not static. And, again, if you're scrolling quickly through your phone, something like this kind of stops you. And even just seeing these brand names, you want to kind of read more, even then, like the LinkedIn headline, the LinkedIn body text. And like one concern would be, okay, is this excluding, small to medium sized businesses? But they handle this really well with over 4,000 G2 reviews and over 45,000 customers. So though they're stopping you in your tracks with these recognizable brand names, they're still accommodating small to medium sized businesses. And yeah, I think this really just, as far as the social proof angle for middle of funnel, bottom of funnel users, I think this really just nails it. But moving on then to the next example, this static banner from Deal incorporates 2 creative teams. The first is benefit focused. In the body text, you can see hire world-class talent anywhere. So getting kind of straight to the point of what's in it for you as a business owner of using Deal. And then they also touch on the angle of answering objections. So without compliance stress. So I'm sure they've kind of taken into account just, off their sales calls, what are some of the most common pain points, or what are people kind of stressed about before hiring remotely. And yeah, I think this is just a clean banner. It's not overly complicated, and it gets direct to what's in it for your business, as well as answering one of the more common objections with, related to compliance and hiring. Moving on to Fibbler, and they've been bootstrapping their SaaS mainly through LinkedIn ads. And one of the angles that they tend to use is kind of humor and more like light themed, which you often don't see with B2B brands. If Fibbler were to try to scale exclusively through Google ads, they would come up against maybe competitors with bigger budgets, can afford a higher cost per click, a higher CPA, because they have more revenue to work with. But what Fibbler have kind of done very smartly through LinkedIn ads, they've taken a competitive edge through riskier ad creative, and definitely seems to be paying off for them. And where their competitors are playing it more safe, more boring, Fibbler, because they're smaller, they can be a little bit more agile. They're playing a little bit more risky with their creative, and it definitely looks like they're paying off. If you're willing to be a little bit more riskier with your ad creative, definitely Fibbler is a brand to try and replicate. The second last example is from Cognism, and what they do really well here is they use the 2 creative teams of outcome focused and kind of comparing against their market alternatives. And when it comes to outcome focused, business owners or businesses, they want to know what's in it for me. Okay, is this going to save me time, or is this going to make me more money? And Cognism gets straight to the point here with 57% of meetings are booked by cold calling, and they compare that against LinkedIn DMs or outbound methods, and then against email. So this is kind of telling you, all right, you're going to make more money likely by using Cognism and by through cold calling, compared to market alternatives with LinkedIn DMs or cold emailing. So sometimes it's about just getting straight to the point with your ad messaging, and not trying to be too clever, not trying to be overly smart with it. Again, business owners, they just want to know, okay, is this going to save me time? Is this going to make me money? And I think this is why this is an effective ad banner to use, and it's not overly complicated to create. Final example is from ClickUp, and there's a couple of things going on in this banner. So firstly, the CTA is a little bit softer. Download the report, but with the messaging in the top left, Davis Ellen got 64K back. So what this is saying here is the cost of inaction, the cost of not using ClickUp. So this person saved $64,000. What's the cost of you not using ClickUp, which I think is quite clever. And then also in the bottom left-hand corner, you can see they've taken a bit of a dig at Asana. So the messaging says they dropped Asana, the money was in the cracks between tools. So there's a couple of different angles going on in this banner, and again, I think the color works really well. But again, the messaging, the cost of inaction, the cost of not using ClickUp, the slight dig against Asana. Again, on mobile, I'm not sure if this will be legible, but yeah, it's still worth keeping in there. And yeah, I think the CTA, it looks fantastic. And as far as looking for brands to try and replicate for your, especially for your LinkedIn banners, ClickUp do some of the best banners across LinkedIn ads. Just the color, the variety they used, definitely a brand to look at. And if you are new to paid ads and you're wondering where you can see more of these ad banners from some of the biggest SaaS brands or B2B brands out there, you can use the LinkedIn ads library. So this is where, yeah, you can type in a company name into LinkedIn. And again, if they're running LinkedIn ads, all their banners will appear, and then you can use that as inspiration for your own company ad. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to watch the video. I hope this was helpful at seeing some of the brands that are worth taking inspiration for your own B2B ad creative. And yeah, if you are interested in a free ad account audit, whether that's Meta, LinkedIn, or Google, you can book a call using the link in the description below. But thanks again. Have a nice day.